Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of joining a team in real estate. I'm going to give you 5 things to look for if you're joining a team, and you can decide at the end of this video for yourself if a team is right for you. All right, today I want to talk about something that I get asked about all the time, from new agents especially, and that is what are the pros and cons of joining a real estate team? So I run the Rex Real Estate Team. That's my business. Since I got into the business, I have wanted to build up a team. I've been doing this for 15 years now. And on my team, to be honest, I call us stealth ninjas. We're a pretty small team for a high producing team. My team will do about 300 deals this year in the state of Utah, but I've kept it with, I have 3 buyer's agents and 1 admin, and then myself. And the reason why I have a team, and the reason why I want to do that is because you can't expand and do the things and take care of the clients the way you need to without having a team. I also have a guy that works on my marketing side full time, and so I guess you could say 2 admin, 3 other agents is my team structure. Now, I'll start by saying this: whatever you think is going to fit you best is going to be best for you. Some of you love having teams that have 20, 30, 40 agents. I never want to do that. That's like opening a brokerage to me. I never want to own a brokerage. I just want to simply have a team of people I love to be around who push each other, support each other, have enough manpower to give the client everything the client deserves. That being said, especially if you're new, should you go on your own or should you join a team? Well, I'm going to give you a couple things to look for to join, because joining the right team will change your life, will change your business. You'll do 3 times more work, make 3 times more money, and your life will just be a lot better. But there's a couple key things. One of the problems is one of these trends that we kind of have in the business right now in real estate is that everybody wants to have a team, but a lot of them don't provide any value. So the number 1 word you want to think about when you think about joining a team is value. And I'll just start by saying this: if they make you sign any kind of agreement where you can't leave or you're tied to them for whatever reason, it's probably the wrong team, because truly great teams don't need to do that, because they create enough value that you don't want to go anywhere. I have an agent on my team this year who's going to sell over 100 homes. I have 3 agents on my team this year who will make over $250,000 in commissions after splits and everything else they got to pay me on my team. The reason why they love being a part of my team is because I'm creating enough value for them. They know they're making more money by being part of the Rex Real Estate Team as opposed to going and doing it on their own. So a couple things to look for when you're trying to decide if you're going to join a team. Number 1, again, value above all else. What are they providing for you? So the first thing you need to make sure you're getting from a team is coaching. Weekly sit-down coaching from the leader of that team. If you're not doing a one-on-one at least once a week so you can really dive in and get personal about your business, this should be a scheduled one-on-one. I do mine every Tuesday after our team meeting. I sit down with each person on my team. I take 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes more if they need it. And we go through exactly what's going on in their business, what's going on in their life, what they need from me, what's going good, what's going bad, where they feel like they need to improve. I can hold them accountable in that meeting, make sure they're doing their job. So that one-on-one meeting time, that coaching and training is very important. The second thing is actual group trainings, right? Like if the leader of your team, if your team leader, if the person that leads the team, the real estate team that you've chosen to join, isn't a high producing agent himself or herself, then they're probably the wrong person, because you can only teach what you've done. And if you haven't done it yourself, if you haven't built these massive teams yourself, or you haven't had huge success yourself, you're probably not going to be very good at training other people to do it also. So I would say you need to have somebody that's willing to give the training to you, at least 1 training every single week on your buyer's presentation, your listing presentation, whatever part of the team and the concept that it is that you need, objection handling, prospecting, all those different parts, marketing, social media marketing, all these things that are important to your business, open houses, doing it right, all these different things. So that's the second thing to look for from your team. The third one is actual leads. Now, one misconception is that if you join a team, you should just get leads from the team leader all the time. On my team, on every team, at least half your leads you should be creating yourself. That's where the training and the coaching comes in. They have the systems, marketing, all those things. We'll get into that. But they have to be able to help you get half the leads on your own, and then they should be providing a bunch of leads for you as well. So on my team, each agent, about 40% of their deals come through leads that I've given them. I'm giving them enough leads to keep them busy, to keep them working, but they're out there creating, they're prospecting, they're lead generating, they're creating the leads on their own as well. But you do want to make sure there's a steady lead flow. And the one thing you don't want to do, this is what a lot of team leaders will do, is they're going to give you all the leads they don't want to work. They give you leads that, just the internet and the sign call or the social media leads, the low hanging fruit that's a lot harder to convert. What you really need is high produced, really high quality leads from the team leader. So a lot of teams have somebody that kind of vets those leads to give only the good ones to the actual agents. They have, that inside sales rep that can call and figure that out for them. But you want to make sure that you're not falling into the trap of just working the leads that the other guy didn't want or the other girl didn't want to work. So that's the third thing to look for. The fourth one is the administrative support. You should not be doing paperwork. If you joined a team, you should be doing a minimum. You should be writing your own contracts, writing your own listing and buyer agreements. But beyond that, you want to make sure that you're not wasting your time doing seller's disclosures and appraisal stuff and title stuff and all these other things. Like, that's why you get the administrative help, to free up your time so that you can actually do money generating activities instead. So if you want to make sure they have a strong administrative side that you're not paying extra for, you're paying that as part of your split to be on that team. And then the fifth thing is you want to make sure they have all their systems, especially their marketing systems. What are they doing with social media? What are they doing with Instagram leads, Facebook leads? What are they doing with their YouTube channel? What are they doing to create these lead sources, podcasts, and all these other things so that you have a steady flow of leads always coming in? You want to be getting leads from 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different sources and 3 main sources that they're just funneling leads in through you. So if they don't have their systems buttoned up, their systems tightened up, then really what you're doing is just trying to create sense of some of the chaos that the team leader is causing in his own life. So don't fall trap into one of those things. Find out what the team's really doing. What is really going on? How much money are people really making? How much money is the team leader really putting into these, how much time is he investing into training, coaching, lead generation, all these things for the agents on his team? I have one agent on my team who's been with me for 10 years. I got the other one's been with me for 5, and the other one's been with me for 2. Those are my 3 producers, and I love those guys. They're the best. They're ninjas. They're amazing. They're better with the client than I am. I can give them any client and know that client's going to get taken care of, and that's why my business has been able to function the way it has and help me to grow and network and get in more lead flow, because I know those guys are taking care of it. I'll give them the 800,000 past client referral just like that. I'll give them the move-in buyer that, we have a connection with or whatever else it might be. I'll give them my best leads. I'll give them some of the leads that I don't want to work as well, but I'm giving them all of them so that they have enough leads to really highly produce at a high level. So that's the pros and cons of joining a team. That would be, again, the 5 things to look for if you're going to join a team. Here's one of the cons to joining a team. You have to give some of your commissions to the team leader. A lot of times it's a 50-50 split. Honestly, anything but a 50-50 split probably isn't going to work for financially for the team leader to be able to support you the way that he needs to. So don't feel like you're getting jobbed if it's 50-50. What you need to decide is, am I getting more value from the team leader and making more money because of the amount of work and the value of converting leads and possible deals that comes in versus doing it on my own? One of the big cons of doing it on your own is you got to do all the administrative work, or you got to hire somebody. So you're going to have a lot more overhead. Usually you got to pay for office space and marketing and all these different things that come in, the admin. You're either paying with it with your time or you're paying with it with actual money. And so that's one of the cons to trying to go on your own. Another con to going on your own, another negative, is that you don't get the training from somebody that's been there, from somebody that knows what they're doing. You can hire a coach. I recommend you have a coach whether you're on a team or not. You can go to seminars and different things all over the country. I recommend going to those. I still go every year to 4 or 5 different seminars myself, just because I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to improve myself. They're not all real estate related, but I think that there's huge value in going and being a part of these things and trying to always be bettering yourself. You can do that on your own. You can do it with a team. Usually if you're with a team, a lot of that's going to be subsidized. It's going to be paid for as part of your training. It just gets really expensive to go on your own. That's why a lot of agents get out of the business. The other thing is if you're not lead generating on your own, you don't have enough leads, so you start buying them. You start building up your competitor Zillow and buying their leads, which is just stupid. Don't do that. But you got to really keep track of the bottom dollar, how much money you're spending to acquire each of these leads. A lot of times you'd have been better off splitting it 50-50 with somebody that gives you a highly qualified lead instead. So I don't know. There's no right or wrong answer. Some of you should be building teams. Some of you should be joining teams. I had one guy join my team a couple of years ago, and I knew after one deal that he wasn't going to be a good fit for my team. This guy would eventually have his own team and do his own thing, and so I sent him on his way with my wishes. And he's built a beautiful team. He sells over 100 homes a year now, but he wasn't right for another team. I knew he was going to end up wanting his own team, and the splits were never going to work for him. He didn't need a lot of the training that I provide and things like that as much as the next guy. He'd been in sales for 20 years. And so anyways, these are a lot of the pros and cons. You decide for yourself. I think that half the people should probably be on a team, half the people should probably go on their own. But only you know where you fit into that spectrum and what you need to be the most productive. But remember, it's not about how much money you actually kind of create, it's about how much money you get to keep at the end of the day. So dial in those financials and know if it's more productive for you to be on a team or on your own.